Think muscle alone can win a fight? What happens when a bodybuilder steps into the ring with an MMA fighter? From drunk tourists in Thai bar fights to bodybuilders challenging pro fighters and getting destroyed. Many quickly realize there's a huge difference between strength and real fighting skills. In this video, we'll show you some hilarious and eye-opening moments where muscle meets skill, and the results are not what the bodybuilders expected. Let's dive in. The bodybuilder who challenged Conor McGregor's coach. So, picture this. A bodybuilder walks into a gym, chest puffed out, absolutely convinced that he's about to make Conor McGregor's coach tap out in under a minute. Yeah, because that's totally how fighting works, right? You just walk in, flex a few times, and expect the coach to cry, "Uncle," in under a minute. Spoiler alert. It didn't go as planned. The coach, all calm and collected, simply told him to put on some gloves. I'm sure the bodybuilder was expecting to show off his biceps, but instead, he ended up showing off his lack of fighting skills. Within seconds, the bodybuilder was tapping out, probably wishing he had spent more time learning actual fighting moves than just staring at himself in the mirror. The bodybuilder versus pro boxer. Now, here's another classic. The bodybuilder who thought that lifting massive weights somehow translated into boxing skills. So, he walks into a boxing gym and challenges Alan Green, a pro boxer with 34 wins and 6 losses. But wait, did this guy think that bench press was going to protect him from a real punch? The bodybuilder barely lasted 12 seconds in the ring. That's not a sparring session, that's more like a really bad reality check. You could almost see the uh-oh moment on his face. His muscles, not enough. His fighting skills, still loading, clearly stuck on buffering. The reality check from MMA fighter Jeremy Holloway. You know that guy at the gym who thinks he's a little tougher than he really is? Well, one day, this self-proclaimed tough guy strolled into an MMA gym and was like, "Let's fight." To make matters worse, MMA pro Jeremy Holloway was there, ready to teach him a lesson he'll never forget. It was a lesson in humility, served cold. The tough guy was probably thinking, "I'm gonna crush this guy." But instead, he was crushed by a combination of speed, precision, and a good old reality check. The fight didn't last long, and let's just say, the tough guy learned that MMA isn't just about flexing muscles. It's about knowing what to do when someone actually hits you. And it's safe to say, he didn't know what to do. The Thai Bar Fight Challenge. In Thailand, there's this bar where drunk tourists can actually step into the ring with seasoned Muay Thai fighters. Sounds like a great idea. If your goal is to get knocked out in front of a crowd, right? One particularly confident, and probably very drunk, tourist decided to take on a Muay Thai fighter. Spoiler: he didn't win. The fight was over before it even began. He was probably thinking, "I've got this. How hard could it be?" Well, it was hard. It was very hard. The Muay Thai fighter made quick work of him, sending him straight to the ground in seconds. And you know what? The crowd didn't even look surprised. After all, this wasn't the first overconfident tourist who thought they could win a fight after a few drinks. Bodybuilder challenges Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athlete. Here's another "wait, what was he thinking?" moment. A 300 pounds bodybuilder, standing at 6 feet tall, thought it would be a good idea to challenge a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athlete who was half his size. Yeah, because muscle beats technique, right? Wrong. The bodybuilder didn't even last 5 minutes. The jiu-jitsu fighter, who was clearly smarter, faster, and better trained, used his technique to make the bodybuilder tap out faster than you can say, "This is a terrible idea." The bodybuilder probably left thinking, "Maybe I should stick to squats and leave the fighting to the pros." The knockout in Korea. Bodybuilder versus MMA fighter. One of the most entertaining moments was when a bodybuilder faced off against a Korean MMA fighter in a TV game show. The bodybuilder thought he could knock the MMA fighter out cold. But guess what? He ended up cold. On the floor. The fight was over so quickly that even the audience had to double-check to make sure it wasn't a prank. The MMA fighter's quick movements and precise strikes knocked the bodybuilder out before he could even flex. I mean, seriously, if lifting weights made you a fighter, then I guess every gym rat would be an MMA champion by now. Spoiler: it doesn't. The drunk English tourist and Muay Thai fighter. Then, we have the English tourist who, after a few too many drinks, started boasting about how he could take on any Muay Thai fighter. After a few too many "I'm invincible" moments, the bar owners arranged to fight for him. Because nothing says good idea like getting into a fight while drunk, right? Well, you guessed it. The tourist got knocked out faster than he could say, "Cheers." The Muay Thai fighter didn't even break a sweat. The tourist's bravado crumbled faster than his alcohol-fueled confidence. He learned the hard way that Muay Thai isn't something you can drink your way into. The gym tough guy versus teenagers. And here's one for all the gym bros out there. One bodybuilder, who had a habit of picking on younger kids in the gym, decided to challenge an MMA fighter to a sparring session. The bodybuilder was probably thinking, this is going to be easy. But, plot twist, he was wrong. After round 1, the bodybuilder was so exhausted that he couldn't even make it to round 2. The MMA fighter, who had actually been training for real fights, was in peak condition, while the bodybuilder, well, he had muscles, but no stamina. The MMA fighter took him down without even breaking a sweat. Looks like he had a little too much confidence in his own muscle power. The YouTube boxer who got knocked out. Finally, we have the YouTube boxer who was all talk and no skill. This guy spent weeks trash-talking, promising that he could knock out anyone in the first 2 rounds. He made his opponents sound like they were nothing. But when the fight came, well, let's just say it was a wake-up call. His opponent knocked him out cold, proving that all the talk in the world doesn't matter if you can't back it up in the ring. And honestly, you could almost hear the sound of his confidence shattering in the air. Let's just say, this wasn't the highlight of his fighting career. So, what have we learned here? Well, we've learned that bodybuilders who think they can fight MMA fighters quickly find out that strength alone doesn't cut it. Sure, muscles look good on Instagram, but when it comes to real fighting, it's all about technique, experience, and being able to take a hit without crying about it. If you ever think about challenging a pro fighter, just remember these stories. It's not all about flexing. It's about knowing how to move, how to defend, and how to think on your feet. Enjoyed this video? Want to see more epic fails and embarrassing moments? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. See you next time.